Hi there, I'm Bryan, and in this video I'll be showing you the latest enhanced version of Arturia's V Collection 8. Version 8.1 brings a bunch of amazing improvements to compatibility, accessibility, and of course sound, making V Collection that little bit more inspiring to explore. Let's check it out. V Collection 8 is a collection of legendary keyboards and synthesizers, emulated and enhanced in software form using Arturia's exclusive modeling technology. It includes 28 instruments, from vintage analog and digital synthesizers to quirky samplers, acoustic and electric pianos. With the latest update, the whole collection is enhanced with new sounds, features and functions, including an upgraded sound engine for OBX-AV, microtuning compatibility, accessibility mode for Analog Lab V, 128 new presets, and much more. Let's take a closer look at what's included in version 8.1. First up on our list is the OBX-AV, Arturia's powerful software recreation of the most coveted polyphonic synthesizers ever made. Its list of new features includes the new dispersion mode, enhanced envelope behavior, improved VCO oscillator sync and detuning, as well as improved chord mode. The new dispersion mode, which you might recognize from June 6V or Jupe 8V, adds analog dispersion to a few critical parameters of the emulated circuitry. These are pitch, pulse width of the square waveform, filter cutoff and resonance, and envelope and modulation amounts. Let me show you a few examples of how these features can enhance your patches. I'll slowly introduce each dispersion control so you can hear how it'll affect the sound. First off, let's hear the pitch dispersion. Now let's check out the pulse width. The cutoff and resonance. And finally, the envelope and modulation ones. As you can hear, these dispersion controls introduce subtle imperfections and variations in the signal, bringing a really organic analog feel to your sound. Once you've switched it on, you won't want to switch it off. What's also good to know is that the detune control has been removed and substituted by the pitch dispersion to give you more realistic detune behavior, improving the detune with pitch dispersion. So now the previously called detune control became the detune unison and controls the unison only, while pitch dispersion deals with the pitch detune. Every preset has also been updated, so the change in circuitry behavior won't affect your save patches. Next up, there's the enhanced VCO sync function. This new feature allows you to decide if oscillator 1 is synced to oscillator 2 or vice versa. To enable this, simply activate the sync button. Once you do, the bottom toolbar will display the sync options. This can also be found in the side panel settings. If you unfold it, you will be able to decide which oscillator is the master sync VCO. This handy utility simply gives you more control over how you shape your sound. Moving on to the envelope behavior, you can now define the envelope style to match either the original OBX-A or its successor, the version 1. To achieve this, we've introduced the envelope retrig option, which changes the behavior of the attack and release times and can be found in the settings area. You can enable or disable it whenever you want. Let's hear how the two envelope settings affect the sound. First, let's play a sequence with the envelope retrig mode off. And now let's play the same sequence with the envelope retrig mode on. So as you can hear, now the envelope's behavior is diversified according to the original structure of its classic hardware counterpart, letting you design sounds more in keeping with the original. The final improvement to OBX-AV is its chord mode. Now the chord selection that's available is designed to match whatever is available in other V collection instruments, keeping it consistent whatever voice you decide to use. Another major update is the addition of microtuning compatibility thanks to Oddsound's amazing MTS technology. This massively expands the creative scope of selected V Collection 8 instruments with various non-Western tunings and scales. The compatible instruments are OBX-AV, June 6V, Dupe 8V4, Vocoder V, and Emulator 2V. To enable this function, simply download the free MTS-ESP mini software from the Oddsound website, install it, and then drag it onto one of the instances in your DAW. Then introduce an instance of one of the V Collection 8 instruments. The newly introduced instrument will instantly become connected to the MTS-ESP mini software. The first instrument that you will introduce will become the master instrument, while any subsequent instruments will follow its tuning. You will see that the synchronization is on when opening the MTS software, which will display the clients that are connected. You'll always know when an instrument is using the MTS tuning configuration because the lower toolbar will display the MTS-ESP information in real time. The best part is that you can introduce as many instruments as you like, making your whole DAW session unified in terms of the scale and tuning that you choose to work with. The last thing to do is to import a scale into the MTS-ESP software. To do so, simply find a tuning and scale source on the internet and download some free ones, like these. Then press the load button to import and enjoy your new tuning across every instrument in your session. To compare the normal tuning with the new one, you can play a sequence in your new tuning, like this, and then disable the MTS and play the sequence again in the normal tuning. And there it is. This update is exciting news for musicians and producers who like to play outside the box or explore the harmonic and melodic conventions of different musical cultures. Next up, some great news for NKS fans. From now on, all V Collection 8 titles are NKS ready, allowing you to incorporate Arturia's instruments into any music production setup. Arturia have also assembled a team of top sound designers and producers to craft 128 fresh presets covering every V Collection instrument. You can find these new presets in the Banks section within the browser. Let's play a few and see how they sound. Also, some massive changes for Analog Lab V. The new accessibility mode aims to open up Analog Lab's workflow and sonic capabilities to creatives who are visually impaired or prefer audio guidance. Users can now access Analog Lab V's sound collection and functions with real-time voice messages representing each feature and section. Check out Arturia's dedicated video on Analog Lab's accessibility mode featuring Jason Descent for a full rundown of how it works. V Collection 8.1 also brings a number of improvements to MIDI and macro control behavior. Setting up your 4 macros is easier than ever before thanks to the new Learn button, making parameter configuration instant and intuitive. The new refresh design makes it really simple to set up your macros. To do so, simply press one of the 4 macro and then click Learn. Once you do so, you'll be presented with all the controls highlighted which are possible to be mapped. By clicking on one or a few, you will attach them to your macro. You can also define the curve of each macro by unfolding or folding the curve with newly introduced arrows which replace the plus sign. As well as that, the MIDI behavior has been improved to allow easier MIDI CC setup without a controller to help streamline your project setup process. Alright, that's it. With version 8.1, V-Collection raises the bar and keeps things cutting edge, taking user feedback into account to bring you the best possible experience. The new features and sounds are available right now, and we hope you enjoy using them as much as we enjoyed making them. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to Arturia's channel. Thank you for watching and see you soon.